Brandon Fisher.
And Your Honor, on Mr. Fisher's case, we are going to be setting this matter for another attorney pretrial. He got charged with impaired. His PBT was below a 0.08. We're working with the prosecutor's office at a potential civil infraction, a resolution, but we need a little bit more time to work through that.
This one. Yeah, this, I saw you at your arraignment. This is near my house, 4 o'clock in the morning. 0.05 blood alcohol level. Okay, we'll set another pretrial. You're good to go. All right, don't drive drinking near my house again at 4 o'clock in the morning, and maybe we can work this out. I'll give you a new date, which will be on a Thursday afternoon. Are you missing class right now?
I'm missing work right now.
All right, well, you get back to work.
Maybe we'll have this worked out with civil infraction and not need the conference after all. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
We have Chris, Williams, and White in the back.
Okay, Chris, that's the guy that looks like Shaggy.
Yes.
White is Jordan's. We're gonna deal with that. Chris is Jordan's. So, okay.
And then we have Williams.
What? Yes. Giselle Gonzalez.
And Your Honor, in Ms. Gonzalez's case, she is working towards getting her permit. There's an offer on this case to reduce the charge. We would like some additional time if the court could set this for a last pretrial conference while she works on obtaining that.
Ms. Gonzalez got a ticket in this case, which is 251303 ST for driving without a valid license. That was at 9:30 at night on the 4th of July, just before the fireworks went off. I saw her, Judge Pattison saw her at her arraignment on July 22nd. I was on Mackinac Island and set the matter for a pretrial. The driving record shows that she is not licensed. She has one MIP, but no traffic matters. And so have you started the process to get your license?
Yeah, I had just got a job too, so.
Have you been to the SOS? Secretary of State?
Yeah, I've made an appointment.
To take the written test or the driver test?
The written test right now.
The written test?
Yeah.
All right, well, you gotta start somewhere. All right, we'll set a last pretrial. It'll be on a Thursday. When's your appointment?
I was gonna have it due next week because I had it like Friday, this Friday, but I had orientation. So I was gonna try to do it next Friday.
Where do you work now?
I work at Middlebury, Indiana, Myers Distribution.
How you getting back and forth?
My sister.
All right, it's good to have friends. All right, we'll take another crack at this. See if you can get some degree of a license, and the prosecutor may give you some consideration for that. All right, does that finish your cases, Rhonda?
Nope, I have one more. I've got, two more, I'm sorry. We've got Miss Kiana Hope.
Thank you.
Yeah, Miss Hope, would you come forward? We got Mr. Dot. The people at the jail are missing lunch.
Miss Hope is in the same position. She had a permit, it expired. She's got an appointment on September 8th. This matter, we're asking to be reset for another last pretrial so she can work on obtaining that permit status again and hopefully be in a better position to resolve this case.
All right. Miss Hope, you're good to go.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Have a good day.
I agreed to put Mr. Dodd in here before I realized how bad the morning was gonna be. It's almost lunchtime. Hi, Judge Middleton calling. Could I see William Dot in my court? Lunch hasn't started yet, has it? Michelle wanted to know what you guys were having today. All right, thanks. Bye. All right, they're having prime rib.
They had Spanish rice yesterday.
What?
They had Spanish rice
Oh,
yesterday.
well, today they're having prime rib. This matter is set for a pre-exam conference on Tuesday. File number is 25462FY. Ms. Ives called yesterday in the afternoon and indicated this matter had been resolved with a plea offer. Defendant wished to accept it. Asked if we could take the plea this morning. Jordan's clients are all gonna miss lunch. So she's gonna do a McDonald's drive-through. But Ms. Canfield, are you clued in on this?
I am, Your Honor, yes.
What's the offer?
It was use of a controlled substance, Your Honor.
All right, let's see if they put this within my queue. I believe they did. No, they didn't. Darn it.
Colonel, I also did have one more this morning just to alert you. It's going to be a plea on Alicia Sanchez Wilson.
All right.
And she has read over her advice of rights form as well.
Laura, I thought Dot was in my queue, but I don't see it. Darn it.
Your Honor, I'm happy to send the felony complaint by email to the
I'll
court
get
and
it.
counsel.
I'll just have to do a custom query.
Okay.
It's just, I have to then hunt for it. You have to spell everything exactly right. I got it from Custom Queries.
Okay.
Good morning, sir. Are you William Dot?
Yes.
I'm here with your lawyer Rhonda Ives and prosecuting attorney Angelique Camfield. I'm Judge Middleton. You have a pre-exam conference set for next week on a charge of possession of analogs as a second or subsequent offender, as a fourth habitual offender, making that theoretically punishable by up to 15 years in prison. You had some Suboxone, which is buprenorphine, which is a controlled substance. Possessing it is those charges that I indicated. Using it without a prescription is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. The prosecutor has agreed to reduce it to that misdemeanor charge, and your lawyer says you're going to plead to that charge. Is that true?
Yes.
Mr. Dot, other than the plea offer I just stated, did anybody promise you anything
No.
or threaten you?
No.
Do you understand that if you plead to this charge, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury? There will not be a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. Ms. Ives has been appointed to represent you. You could also hire an attorney of your own choosing if you wished. If you had a trial, you'd have a right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so they could be questioned under oath. And you have the right to be presumed innocent unless the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Understand?
Yes.
All right. Were you on White Pigeon on February 5th?
Yes.
And did you get stopped by a trooper?
Yes.
And did you have some Suboxone in your possession?
At the time, yes. I didn't realize it until I got to the jail, but yes, I did.
Did you have a prescription for it?
I did not.
Where'd you get it?
I'm not at liberty to say, and I don't want to say, so sorry.
All right. That's okay. Have you seen Judge Stutzman yet?
For show cause?
Yeah.
I have not. I was wondering about that. I have another case too for retail fraud from like 2023. You didn't
That's-
call you. Is that Patterson?
Let me see. It might be Judge Pattison.
I think it's scheduled on the 12th. Winter.
All right, scheduled for September 12th. Now, you've been in jail for 11 days. The Suboxone is what people use as a alternate medication for opioid addiction. Have you gone through withdrawal since you've been in custody?
I'm actually on Suboxone maintenance here at the jail.
All right, good for you.
It's prescribed to me now. It was a drug that I was taking while I was on chemo, because they had me on morphine and Norco, and I didn't want to be on that. So, and they wouldn't put me on Suboxone doing chemo, so I was getting it off the streets.
Are you getting injection? Are you getting injections, or are you?
No, it's a sublingual. It's a sublingual pill that you dissolve in your mouth.
It's a little tab thing, but they also have injections. All right, I'm going to do 15 days jail, credit 11. That'll hold you till Judge Patterson's going to see you on the fail to appear. Apparently, Judge Stutzman needs to see you You got a bunch of other unpaid fines and costs. $75 crime victims' rights fee, a $50 state minimum fee, $150 attorney fee. Payment plan when you get out of jail.
Okay. Yeah, I've been trying to get seen on the retail fraud quite a few times since I've been in here. I actually seen him. I seen him like 5 days ago. Well, it was last week, I would say. And he said he was going to try to call me back out that day to get it taken care of because I just want to get it taken care of. You know, he was talking about me having a lawyer and all this. I don't need a lawyer for that. I just plead to it and get it out the way. You know.
Well, I don't have time to deal with that right now. I'll leave it for Judge Pattison, but that takes care of this case. But I'm glad he's got a prescription for it. You have one more case for me, Ron?
Yes, Your Honor. Alicia Sanchez Wilson, can you please come up here? And there is a advice of rights form that she has signed. She will be pleading to disturbing the peace as charged with a recommendation for time served.
Here it is. You liked it so much, you thought you'd come back again today? All right, and you were here for him yesterday, weren't you?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, all right. This is Alicia Sanchez Wilson. She's charged with disturbing the peace. She's posted a $50 bond. Disturbing the peace, as I said earlier, is a misdemeanor. It doesn't matter who was right or wrong or who started it. Was there a quarrel, argument, or disturbance in a public place? This is a formal complaint alleging that you were at Edgewater Apartments parking lot on April 20th, causing some sort of a disturbance. The affidavit says, I got a call, large group of people fighting in the parking lot. Two subjects were in a motor vehicle. The driver, he got arrested. That's pending. You were intoxicated and you guys were having some sort of argument out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Your blood alcohol was 0.190. That's pretty high. What were you drinking?
I think like whiskey, some kind of whiskey.
I was hopeful you would have just pled to this at the arraignment. This is going to raise the price. Anybody threaten you to get you to plead to this?
No.
You remember what you guys were fighting about?
I think it was more of our friends were fighting, but the motor thing, I was in the car as well. So I think we just both got out the car and yeah, it was just probably a mix of everybody just yelling.
All right, here's what I would have done the first day. $75 fine, $75 crime victims' rights fee, a $50 state minimum fee. Now I'm gonna add a $150 attorney fee, which makes $350. You've posted $50 of bond, so you owe $300.
Okay.
I mean, look at that bond. Yes. You owe me $1,509.
Yeah, I just had a job with Home Depot that I'm gonna be starting soon. It's the first job I found since I moved back to Three Rivers, so
You had another disturbing the peace in 2024 that you haven't paid one penny on the fine. How about if I just do like 90 days in jail and wipe out all your fines?
I would rather pay the fine since I'm having.
Yeah, I
a
bet
job
you
now.
would. So why don't you start actually paying your
Well, I'm
fines?
gonna start the job now, so once my first paycheck, I'll start paying off my fines.
So far, there hasn't really been much consequence. I let you out of jail, I give you a fine, you don't pay the fine. Disturbing the peace, 2022, 381, no, wait a minute, that's not you. No insurance,
Yeah.
no insurance, leaving the scene of a property damage accident. Disturbing the peace, no valid operator's license, 24, no valid operator's license, 25. Some of them, you have an arraignment, except for 9-9. Those haven't even hit yet. All right, we'll deal with that then. You're gonna have to come back here on 9-9. If I'd have had my ducks in a row, I would have got those files out. Anyway, I want you to start to make a payment.
Yeah.
Otherwise, when I see you on the 9th, maybe we can work out a jail sentence and
Okay.
reverse some of the fines. You go out to the counter and you're good to go.
What time do I gotta be here on the 9th? I don't even know how to be here.
Let me look.
All right, let's talk about that. Judge Middleton's docket in this session gave us a pair of cases that summed up both the quirks of small-town justice and the hard reality of repeat appearances. First was William Dott, who came in on what looked like a heavy felony, possession of Suboxone as a habitual offender, which on paper carried up to 15 years. Argane reduced it to a misdemeanor for use without a prescription, capping it at a year. Dott explained he'd started using Suboxone during chemo because the doctors had him on morphine and Norco, and he didn't want to stay on those. He admitted to buying it off the street until he finally got into a maintenance program in jail. Middleton gave him 15 days with credit for 11, plus standard fees, and held him until his other cases could be sorted out. What stood out was the judge's tone. He wasn't dismissive, but practical. He even noted he was glad Dott was on a prescription now, recognizing that this wasn't recreational, but someone trying to manage a tough situation with the wrong tools. Then came Alicia Sanchez Wilson, a return customer in every sense. She pled the peace after a parking lot fight at Edgewater Apartments. Blood alcohol clocked at .90. Middleton's frustration was plain. She had unpaid fines from a 2024 disturbing the peace, another from 2022, plus no valid license and leaving the scene charges. He laid it out bluntly. So far, there hasn't really been much consequence. I let you out of jail, I give you a fine, you don't pay the fine. She tried to reassure him that she just landed a job at Home Depot and would start paying, but he wasn't buying vague promises. He even floated wiping out the fines with 90 days in jail, though she quickly declined that offer. In the end, he added up her new fines, $350 after bond credit, and warned her that come September 9th, if she hadn't made a payment, jail time was back on the table. His line, "Don't talk yourself into jail," carried the kind of weary edge that comes from seeing the same cycle too many times. The atmosphere in both cases showed Middleton's range. With Dott, he was sympathetic, but clear about consequences. With Wilson, he was visibly irritated at the pattern of unpaid fines and repeat appearances, but still gave her one last chance. Humor popped in briefly, commenting on missed lunch for jail inmates or what the jail was serving that day. But underneath, the theme was accountability. Time to break this one down. Judge Middleton handled a heavy-looking felony with practical leniency and a chronic repeat offender with tough love warnings, reminding everyone that the courtroom has limits, but also a little flexibility. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read everyone.